to another edition of News Review brought to you by Wisdom Yard Television. I am Odunwayo Adelere. This is a platform whereby we bring to you news, entertainment, sports, whatever news you might want to hear. You can just log in on Wisdom Yard Online TV, on Facebook, on YouTube, on X account, on TikTok, on Instagram, at Wisdom Yard Online TV. And thanks to all our viewers, both home and abroad, for always staying good to WYTV. To our sponsors, Nnpcl and King Victor Nigeria Enterprises, we say a very big thank you to you. You know, we did on the show, bring to you news that made it to the top on newspapers. We'll go on a short commercial break to our sponsors, Nnpcl and King Victor Nigeria Enterprises. When we come back, we'll discuss on the key points, the hot speaks we should talk about, but I will not be the only one talking. You can drop your own comments in the comment section. Let me know your opinion, whatever I'll be discussing this morning. So on Punch newspaper, the first one here says, corruption allegation, presidency attacks OBJ as opposition backs ex-president. Nnpcl admits challenges delaying Port Harcourt refinery takeoff. Cholera kills 25 in Sokoto, 15 hospitalized. Wike approves 70,000 naira minimum wage for FCT workers. On Vanguard newspaper, we have rethink reform strategies, IMF advises Nigeria, Tinubu. Nigeria's challenges surmountable with proper planning, Foursquare GO. Ohanaeze Youth Group chides Obasanjo for comments against INEC boss. On Daily Post newspaper, we have Ogun, DSS arrests PDP ex-Guba candidate Ladi Adebutu. There is nothing like richest man on earth, Shehu Sani. APC, I'm not a newcomer, was just away for 7 months, Boala. These are the news that made it to the top today. Let's go on a short commercial break to our sponsor, Nnpcl and King Victor Nigeria Enterprises. When we come back, we'll continue from where we stop. Don't go nowhere, stay tuned, I'll be right back.
When life breaks into the beautiful splendor of nature, and the kids can't just resist the temptation to explore to its zenith with the full assurance that the perfect backup is on the way for a perfect refilling. Nnpcl, we always come to the rescue anytime, anywhere, any day, anyway, anyhow, round the clock. The family just can't get a better companion aside Nnpcl. Nnpcl Herbal Mixture, the family's best bet. With
Nnpcl, healthy living is guaranteed for me and my family.
Nnpcl for management of power.
In the heart of Nigeria's bustling markets, where the sights, sounds, and smells overwhelm the senses. But in the midst of chaos, there shines a beacon of hope. King Victor Nigeria Enterprises, where convenience meets tranquility and shopping becomes a pleasure. Join countless others who have discovered the joy of shopping at King Victor Nigeria Enterprises. At King Victor Nigeria Enterprises, we understand the importance of providing our customers with the highest quality products at affordable prices.
Here at King Victor Nigeria Enterprises, customer satisfaction is our top priority. We're always here to help you find exactly what you need.
Whether you're stocking up for the week ahead or grabbing a last-minute item for tonight's dinner, King Victor Nigeria Enterprises has everything you need to keep your home running smoothly.
Welcome back from our short commercial break. That's our sponsor, Nnpcl and King Victor Nigeria Enterprises. Nnpcl deals with Nnpcl mixture, herbal tonic, herbal bitters, herbal flusher powder, herbal cool, herbal energy powder. Whichever you need, you can send a DM or call the number 0701010854 or 0812314334 to make your own order. While on King Victor Nigeria Enterprises, whatever food stores you might be needing, whether refrigerated or raw one, you can just contact them at shop number 2, Awolowo Mako Shagam, back in Ogun State. So without wasting much of our time, the first one here says, Nnpcl admits challenges delaying Port Harcourt refinery takeoff. Barely 2 months after the September completion deadline flopped, the Nigerian National Petroleum Commission has explained why it could not deliver the much-awaited Port Harcourt Refinery Company. In an interview with correspondents on Monday, the Nnpcl Chief Corporate Communications Officer, Olufemi Shonaye, said the company encountered risks and challenges while carrying out the rehabilitation, being a brownfield project. Definitely, we should give Dangote a round of applause for what he has actually done in the Dangote refinery. If one person can solidly, though there were lots of flops, they can actually announce that tomorrow we are opening the refinery, and come tomorrow you say they will tell you that it has been postponed till another time. But we actually appreciate that Nigeria refinery could actually work in 2024. That is Dangote Refinery, a one-month refinery. But the one that the federal government actually owns, that Nnpcl is actually in charge of it. You coming out to tell us that the reason why you could not, the refinery could not function is just because of the risk and challenges while carrying out the rehabilitation. You can actually give us more concrete reason, more genuine one. He noted that the Nnpcl began the commissioning of critical equipment and processing units after the mechanical completion in Nigeria. You may recall that mechanical completion of the PHRC revamp was successfully achieved several months ago, marking a significant milestone in the project. Following this, we began the commissioning of critical equipment and process units. However, as it is common with brownfield projects of this scale and complexity, we encountered unforeseen risks and challenges, he stated. Nonetheless, he told the Punch that the issues were resolved and commissioning activities have resumed. Shonaye stressed that work is being carried out to ensure the project's completion. These issues have since been effectively resolved and commissioning activities have resumed. Work is being carried out around the clock to ensure the successful completion of these critical projects. He told our correspondent, asked if there is any timeline for the completion of the project, he replied shortly. The shortly can actually be this year, and the shortly can actually be 2025 or 2026. But what Olufemi Shonaye has come to say is that anytime soon, the Nigeria refinery, which is based in Port Harcourt, can actually start work, as everything that is standing as injury block has actually been resolved. Now the refinery can begin the processing of crude oil and importing and exporting of petrol anytime soon. The moribund Port Harcourt refinery is one of the three owned by the federal government and managed by Nnpcl. Nigerians have been hopeful that cost of oil would crash if the country refines its crude and ends the import of refined products. The Nnpcl said last week that it will continue to import fuel, saying it was not the sole off-taker of petrol at the Dangote refinery. When marketers said they don't want Nnpcl to be an intermediary, we thought the marketers were actually joking. Now, because Nnpcl is not the sole lifter of the Dangote petrol, they can say they want to import petrol from outside the country. But when marketers came out and said they wanted to import petrol out of the country, you stood against them and were like, no, they have to import it here in Nigeria. But because it is not benefiting to you, you feel you can go outside the country and actually bring in petrol to the country. The refinery, situated in Nigeria's oil-rich Niger Delta region, has been in operation since 1965, but later became moribund for several years. In March 2021, the Nigerian government acquired a 1.5 billion naira loan for the renovation and modernization of the refinery, but the contractor handling the project has yet to announce its completion. The Punch observed that promises made to Nigerians by the Federal Ministry of Petroleum Resources and the Nnpcl about the refinery have continued to eat the brick. Every promises you've come to make to Nigerians, you've not held to your end of the bargain. You just come and tell us August we will start the crude and all that, and at the end of the day, August comes and August goes just like that without any full production and all that. Now that you actually come out to say anytime soon, so the soon can actually be this month, the soon can be next month, it can be 2 years time, it can be next year and all that. We just hope you make it as fast as possible. The second one here says it's taken to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Rethink reform strategies. IMF advises Nigeria. Against the backdrop of frustration faced by the general public in Nigeria and some other sub-Saharan African countries undergoing economic reforms, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) has rolled out a set of recommendations on how to make the reforms acceptable and supported by the citizens. This is coming from the people that we borrow money from. If the people that are giving us money are telling us to rethink our reform, then something is wrong somewhere, if you would agree with me. The IMF, in its latest Regional Economic Outlook for the Sub-Saharan Africa report, noted that the countries involved in deep reforms, including Nigeria, Ghana, Ethiopia, and Kenya, may now be experiencing what it's called adjustment fatigue, while some are facing civil resistance. Nigeria, for instance, has recorded multiple civil unrest and labor shutdown following disenchantment with the impact of macroeconomic reforms, especially in petrol and foreign exchange regulations. The IMF recommendations emphasize broad-based engagement with the populations, a communication strategy clearly articulating the benefits of reform, forging partnerships with key figures in the country, appropriate design and sequencing of reforms, establishing complementary and compensatory measures, and fostering economic growth. All these ones alone are actually facing Nigeria, and we want Nigeria to move forward. The fund sees an opportunity for making a success of the reforms if the frustration faced by citizens are adequately addressed. The report stated, in face of popular frustration, there is also an opportunity to work to mobilize support for large, deep reforms of the sort that, for instance, Ethiopia, Ghana, Kenya, and Nigeria are pursuing. Realizing this opportunity requires rethinking reform strategies to build and maintain pro-growth coalition among constituent leaders and the general public. This will require greater attention to communications and engagement strategy, reform design, compensatory measures, and rebuilding trust in the public institutions. So if the federal government can actually work on these things that the IMF has actually given them as a clue, I think Nigeria will work again for better. Not that we'll be retrogressing while we should be progressing. So the last but not the least, Ogun, DSS arrests PDP ex-Guba candidate Ladi Adebutu. The Department of State Services, DSS in Ogun State, has arrested the 2023 governorship candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Ladi Adebutu. This is coming in connection with what happened in Ogun State, that was in Nnpcl last Saturday, during the chairman election. Ladi Adebutu was accused of bringing in 40 illegal policemen from the Mopo 49 in Lagos State. But my question is, would he have just gone to Lagos to bring in police without the permission of the Nigeria Police Force? I think this should be addressed appropriately. It should not be handled with levity, and not because we want to use our space of power to oppress the people that are not as powerful as we are. If Ladi Adebutu can actually have access to about 40 policemen, are these 40 policemen actually working illegally without the direct order from their boss? Question number one. And number two, would he have gone to Lagos State to go and pack a bunch of policemen to come and safeguard him without the approval of the Nigerian Police Force? That is question number two. Now, he was accused of bringing in these policemen in an illegal way, of which one of them was shot and presently at the hospital, hospitalized, undergoing treatment. Another accusation that was levied against him was he was busy going about the Kenya local government area of the state with his PDP thugs, riding on motorcycles in an attempt to snatch ballot boxes while brandishing guns and other weapons. So, confirming his arrest to Daily Post, the party's publicity secretary, Kayode Adebayo, said he was actually detained. Indeed, that it was actually true that the DSS came and they whisked him away, and now he's been detained. All our prior our persuasion, our trial to make sure we get his bail and know that everything proved abortive. As of 10 p.m. on Monday morning, we were not able to secure his bail. We even gave them two options as an influential person in society, which were declined. And again, let's bring sureties that would actually stand for him, for you to know that he's not going to run away. And again, that was actually declined by the DSS. Presently, he's at the DSS custody. Now, Laji Adebutu, he however urged the public and supporters of the party to maintain calm and peace until the matter is resolved. However, our principal has called for calm and directed that all members of the party, supporters and well-wishers should be rest assured and that this time shall pass, and it is one of the prices for our democracy, he added. So without we going through all this, according to what he said, democracy cannot actually be served. But going through all this, we know it is part of the prices that we should pay for democracy to actually say, indeed, we are practicing democracy. All right, I've come to the end of News Review today. Do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube, on X account, on TikTok, on Instagram, at Wisdom Yard Online TV. You can also join the WhatsApp community on 070-1010-8549 or 08123143434. Thanks to our sponsor, Nnpcl and King Victor Nigeria Enterprises, for always coming through for us on WYTV. Until I come again on your screen tomorrow, I remain my humble self, Odunwayo Adelere. Just be good and be fine. Bye for now.